about our interview with Olga,
Yep.
and I was just saying how it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all these babies. Like how Olga said, like Damien's been basically in lockdown his entire life. But like if you think about those first 6 months of his development as a human being, he hasn't been able to interact with other babies. He hasn't been, in normal life, like you'd be in and out of the car seat, you'd be, around lots of other people. Like he's his first 6 months has been very limited compared to what other children that come before him would have experienced in their first 6 months.
Yeah,
and you'll start to wonder, like, what, I mean, I have complete faith in our innate ability for resilience. So I think it'll all be fine, but it's going to be interesting to see all these implications. And I mean, that's for a newborn, but if you think about, like, what are the implications for your son? What are the implications for my kids? Like, this whole COVID lockdown thing is going to have so many consequences. And then my wife was sharing with me, she was on a call yesterday.
Yep.
That there's drowning deaths are way up since the lockdown.
Really?
And there's a couple things. One is there's thousands of kids that would have been through Swim to Survive training at their schools over the last year and a half that haven't been taught how to swim. There's people that have drowned in lakes and stuff because there's like lifeguarding programs or life jacket programs and things that have not been running, but people are still going outside and getting in the water and drowning. Like I don't know the statistics, but when I was talking to her, she said, like, there's probably more drowning deaths amongst young people because of COVID lockdowns than from COVID.
Well, since they're very, like,
yeah, well, and then if you
very few, if any, deaths of young people.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you add in like suicides and all this other stuff,
oh
like,
yeah, don't even talk
like it's a disaster, this whole COVID.
I have a colleague who's close to, she's an occupational therapist, and I did not know what that is.
Yeah,
it's actually a multifaceted profession, but some of her colleagues actually deal with kind of in the realm of mental wellness.
Yeah. I know
it's like, it's very bad.
Yeah.
I'm also pleasantly surprised that, just like in Soviet Union, where anything that didn't suit the narrative of the government was suppressed.
Yeah.
You hear nothing about this.
No.
Occasional article here and there, but yet every single day there's a stats update on how many people have got cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, did you know that flu disappeared this season?
Yeah, the flu just magically vanished off the face of the earth.
We can cure everything.
Cured the flu. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. And yeah, history books are going to be, fuck. I will not lie to you that we have contemplated going back home.
Yeah.
The country that I gladly left 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Just because all the kids are in school.
Yeah.
Theaters, plays, shows, art galleries, everything's open.
Yeah. So much for the
oh yeah,
coming to North America for freedom and liberty.
No, hold on. But that's actually a very interesting point, because it also is a sort of a way of marketing things.
Yeah.
Because if you think of it, like a friend of ours, a close friend of ours, she left for the Dominican in December, and then they instituted these hotels on arrival, and she remained there. She sent her son back to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
And long and behold, she's been traveling Latin America, like Costa Rica, something close to it, for quite a while now. The thing that she says is that you wouldn't know it. My sister is in Ibiza, I told you, in Spain.
Yeah.
I told you that, like, people are sitting in restaurants in the last, and that's despite the lockdown that the Spain government's supposed to be
Yeah.
Russia is the same. But here it feels like, oh, Texas, Florida,
Yeah.
you're forbidden to ask people to wear masks in the store.
Yeah.
That's their government governor's perspective.
Yeah.
But here, if you listen to Canadian news, like fucking people are dying in the streets.
Yeah.
There are not enough mass graves.
Yeah. I know.
So it's peculiar, to say the least.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think if we go back to the feedback from Olga, lots of good, valuable things we can check off the list.
Yes, indeed.
In terms of like I think the color scheme is fine. No one other than Jason has commented on it, so I think we're good to go. I think the target of $4.99 US, whether that's the price or the discounted to price, that's the right place to be. I mean, basically everything the way it works now, I think what comes to mind too from her feedback is there's just some more FAQ and some more kind of tutorial kind of stuff that we need to educate people on. Like if you want to edit your photos, knock yourself out in your photo app, like, you know, how do you get your files and things like that. Like we can have stuff that helps people resolve those issues, but I don't think we need to change anything in the app.
Yeah, and it's also very interesting that it made me think that you and I will not be able to foresee all of the questions that pop into people's minds.
Yeah.
But I have not seen anything that would set off a red flag saying, "Oh my God, this is." There's always going to be people who are very comfortable with technology. There are going to be people who are not as much.
Yeah.
And you can
the other thing that occurred to me was the whole sharing of the app. With your extended family. Like and maybe because it's a kind of it's different than other apps. So I don't think people are naturally making that leap of like, you know, her husband should have the app on his phone and her mother should have the app on her phone. Like people have this narrow view of the app is on my phone.
I
think that's actually
we keep referring to it as an app, but it's a website.
Yeah. But I think the terminology app is just the implication of that is that it's something that you use on your phone.
And I'm not suggesting we change that.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking that what you just said, it's almost like one of the use cases.
Yeah.
Invite all of your family. It's free.
Yeah.
It's free for them.
Exactly.
So it shouldn't be a burden. Like it doesn't matter who has it. For you, it's no cost for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we got to play that, and maybe there's maybe that has to be a button on the welcome screen, like invite your family.
There's a button.
Is there? Well, I haven't.
Like
there's the
welcome screen says add a family member user.
Yeah, but I think the interpretation of add a family is like add them in the app, not share the app with them and have the app on their phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And immediately it makes me think that what would be
it doesn't have to be on the app. Like maybe this is part of our communication when people sign up.
Actually, that's a brilliant idea, because I'm saying like what would be the line where we stop, like, because you can go through every particular use case, and every time a person gets confused, you try to cram that explanation into this.
Yeah. So disregard the idea of a new button, because you're right. Like, I think we just cut ourselves off and say the app is the app right now.
I think it's a good one of like for those 3 or however many emails for a welcome campaign for the owner. That would be a great standalone email. One, you can highlight that, you know what, your family can join and it's no cost to them, but you're going to have their voices narrate the book.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at the.
I think it could be like we could do, whether it's like the cartoon animated versions of things or filming like real people. I don't know how, like this is a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube about the app and how it's being used in different use cases. I don't know.
That is
I see.
one. Your tutorials are already on Facebook, and they should be public. Like once we redo them, but they should be public.
Yeah.
And we need to do a write-up of the app with the link to the sales page.
Yeah. Maybe we set up a Facebook group too, like a public Facebook group, and people can post their stories on there.
Are you on Trello?
No.
Okay, so let me add that. So hold on. So hold that thought. Don't lose it. So make tutorial videos public on YouTube and write the description with link sales page. I'm gonna put that on you because you're gonna do the videos.
I got, what time's my call?
Huh?
I've got a call at 11, so an hour. So we got time.
Okay.
I just gotta respond to this one message. Give me a second.
Yep.
How would you say this name? It's Chioma. Choma?
Chioma.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to do that. There's how to pronounce Chioma. Kioma.
Sorry, say it again.
Kioma. Listen.
Kioma.
Okay. Kioma. Cool. Thank you.
It's Nigerian.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She's 5 hours ahead of us.
It's African, yeah.
Yeah, her last name is Ogbuagu. Ogbugwe, something like that. She's one of the people that asked for coaching on one of my posts.
Just make sure that you don't transfer any money to print.
No kidding.
That was a bad thing to say. So this is Facebook group is a great idea. I'm going to do that today. That's a very good idea, actually. One, it creates more presence. Then two, I'm gonna change my solo business website homepage to redirect to Storytime page.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything with that landing page for the time being. Okay, let's go through this because let's get practical. Because as the feedback's coming in very positive, I talked to a couple of people on the street just explaining the premise of the app.
Yeah.
They get it very fast.
Yeah.
And everyone said it's a good idea. So even if I discount for the fact that some people want to be people pleasers, it's still, I have not heard anyone kind of poke a hole and say, no, that's garbage. Like think about this.
Yeah.
So not a single person. Okay. In progress, potential list of affiliates. So this is there's nothing to do with this one for now. Create a proper URL. Okay, that'll do. Beta test. So my sister, so I'm going to be sending her today the new version of the app. but we still already have her feedback.
Yeah.
Kevin?
My wife talked to him last night. He said today he's adding his wife and his mother-in-law.
Mhm.
And I asked her to ask him if he's up to having a call. So I'll get that booked today for sometime in the next day
Yeah.
or two.
Keep it without me.
Yeah, I will.
Just so he's more comfortable.
Sure.
Create an email sequence. So that's been created. Just the verbiage. Mike, we talked about that. Yeah. I figured out yesterday how to use the referred by, so that in the invitation email you'll know the name of the person who invited you.
Yeah, cool.
Storytime sales page. It's with you.
Yeah.
The ads are good. Affiliate landing page and Thrive card. So that also just needs to be reviewed, just how it looks. Let's not over engineer that portion. Yeah. It's a functional process. Anyone who wants to be an affiliate just wants to get the code most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Copy beta test. Oh yeah, I also included like this. I was playing around yesterday with a couple of versions of from copy.ai.
Yeah. And
so I was pulling down like just general. There's the general copy. There's Google headline versus Google description, Facebook descriptions, text for emails, product description, just random stuff. And I've been putting them into this file.
Cool.
Pitch email template, copy.ai. I couldn't figure out how to do this. Documentation for our lap screens, again, not pressing, multi-family functionality. So so today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. So next week, I say we go through the full-blown testing on both sides of the app, because I'm going to be using, we're going to use the single app instance, not copies.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that we both cannot see each other's content.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if I add you to my family, then you can see my content. So all of that stuff, and not using tables, just using the front end, so that to make sure that all of the emails fire and all's good to go. Yeah. So we have to do it over a couple of days, not just in one sitting, just to make sure that nothing changes overnight and like all of that stuff.
Yeah. Now I want to take all the content that our beta testers have created and simulate being them and adding it to the new version through the app itself.
Yeah.
Because that'll give us a good, it'll be like you, me, and then we'll have whatever 4 or 5 other families on it.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, Greg.
Yeah, and then that'll give us
so
good coverage to make sure that multiple people can all be on it at the same time, and they see what they're supposed to see. They don't see anything they're not supposed to see.
Yeah. I hate doing this, but it feels like we need to do. Do we need to write stories that we want to test?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. This is the part of product development I hate.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's good. I mean, it's good to I mean, part of it is, it's the way I look at it, it's kind of like the idea of course creation, right? Like, do we have to write the testing story first before we test, or do we go and test and use our that to create what the test story is, and then we can follow that from a practical example? Because there's going to be I mean, it kind of lines up with the beta test questioning in terms of functional things, like how was downloading the app, how was setting up your profile, how was adding a book, adding a family member, going to edit mode, just using the app to read a story through this path, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you want to add a card there in the to-do column of create user test stories, and you can put my name on it if you want.
I'll put both of our names on it, because I'm also thinking that what what we didn't do yet, like in the FAQ, there's a how-to section that I need to develop on the website. Oh, actually, that's a good one.
The other thing I think we need to figure out when we maybe we do it next week after we get through some of the testing, but this is going to be an ongoing project. So all these great ideas we come up with, we should figure out what is the minimum amount of stuff we need to do to be able to launch through Amy.
I think we're there.
Yeah, and then all the other stuff can be stuff we do. Like nothing. Other than testing, there's nothing I think that's holding us back from. Well, I suppose testing and just kind of scrubbing the copy on the website, the current version of the website, but.
Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, because well, anything that her path will touch. So create an Amy coupon. Are you going to set up a meeting with her just to walk her through where the app is right now, kind of some of the feedback that we received?
Yeah, well, I'd asked her about setting up a time next week, and she said she's happy to talk anytime. So I think
wonderful.
Next week, if we get through testing, say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then on Thursday or Friday, we can have a call with her and show her the app.
So the thing is, so if we'll have to find out from Amy when and how she communicates with her audience.
Yeah.
If there's a cadence, because it's not like we set 14th as an arbitrary date.
Yeah.
But if she's sending emails on a specific date, then it just has to fit into that window.
Yeah.
And if there's a way for us to advertise on her website for.
Yeah, like I think I
think that should come out of the conversation.
Yeah, the conversation is what like I'm kind of hoping that she sees the app and she's like, fuck, this is amazing. She already likes the idea and is willing to help us. So then the question is like, okay, well, how many posts is she willing to do? Can she put us on her webpage?
Yes.
We can come up with our laundry list of here's like this is the Jamie Smart coaching thing is like, what is your dream come true scenario?
Yeah.
Like if we outline here's our dream come true scenario, then she can look at that and say, sure, I can do all this. Or she can say, well, I'm only willing to do this, this, and this. Then that's fine. And it might
essentially like you pitch to a buyer. You come in with a full marketing plan and they say, oh, you want to delist all of your competitors?
Yeah. Oh, that's so stupid. When people do that, I just wanted to kick them out. One of my favorite discussions ever, it was a Canada Bread came in and it was, I forget whoever the sales guy was. And he had Derek Haley with him. I don't know if you remember Derek.
Of course.
And Derek was their planogram guy or something at the time. I don't know. And they basically had this graph with the tail, right? And they said, all these products, 30 products on the tail, they don't contribute anything to the business. We should just delist them all. And of course, like 25 of the 30 were their competitors and 5 were theirs. And I said to them, okay, well, I get your logic and I get your reasoning, but I said, as a retailer, like these items, even though they're not contributing much, they are contributing something. There's always a risk that if I got rid of them, those sales just disappear. So I said, why don't we do this? Because you seem very eager for me to list 25 of your competitors' products and only 5 of your own. Why don't we delist your 5 right away and see what happens with those sales if they truly go to the other products that you say? And then if we can prove that actually happened with your products, then I will consider delisting the 25 competitor products.
What was the response?
And they're like, you can't just delist our product. I go, what? Look, you don't want to put your money where your mouth is? Like, your answer, because your answer wasn't like, we're so confident in our analysis that let's go ahead and do that. That wasn't your answer. So fuck off. We're not doing anything. In fact, I might delist your 5 just out of spite.
Thank you for showing that they're not doing and contributing to the category.
Yeah. Wayne Edgecombe. Do you remember Wayne Edgecombe? He was a Canada Bread guy that was calling me. It might have been him at the time. I don't know, but so we launched a Compliments white bread, and it had like a graphic design on it that looked like Wonder Bread, like it had the bubbles.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a knockoff of Wonder Bread, and they did a good job, but they made a good product. and he wanted a certain amount of shelf space on the bottom shelf. Instead, I changed the planogram and I put it at eye level on the shelf right beside Wonder Bread, but it was half as many facings.
Mhm.
And he phoned me up and he was so upset. And he's like, I can't believe you changed the planogram. I said, Wayne, are you actually telling me that you would rather have twice as many facings on the bottom shelf than half as many facings on the eye level shelf? Like, are you actually saying those words to me? Because like
I can make that happen.
eye level, like I'm giving you're mad at me, but I'm giving you like the prime, like people would kill to have eye level shelf
Yeah,
space.
facings. Yeah.
And you're complaining. Like I go, I'm about to just delist the whole program and tell you to go fuck off. Like I just gave you a gift of the century. You should be phoning me and like licking my boots, and you're phoning and yelling
Wow,
at me.
you were an angry buyer.
I was pleasant about it. I was fed up with their bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's because his what was happening is the guys on the merchandisers in the stores were complaining there wasn't enough holding power in that space. But I go, like, seriously, tell them to piss off. Like, you're going to sell way more. Like, I go, like, it's one of those, like, it's a fact in the industry. Like, it's indisputable.
Yes.
Eye level shelf space is more valuable than bottom shelf space. It's like,
no doubt.
It's irrefutable. So
Yeah.
I really didn't understand their. Anyway, I think he got put in the penalty box and sent to like the East Coast or something.
Sorry, I'm just gonna drag us back. So
Yes,
actually, you triggered with this story and with what you were saying before. You triggered a whole cascade of ideas in my head, and one of them was, okay, so let's say we go to Amy and we propose what we want to propose, and she says, okay, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna do a mail blast.
Yeah.
So our like talking about what our best case scenario is and what do we want.
Yeah.
What are we actually asking her for?
Yeah.
Is it a one-time send out, or is it because there's a world where I would love for her to send it out to every new subscriber.
Is this your banking information you're sharing here?
Yeah, I was just looking at the fact that I can't cover my Visa bill right now. Yeah, but please go ahead. If you can help with any of these numbers, I would greatly. I was just selling my stocks.
Yeah.
My card. Oh my God.
Well, I paid my MasterCard last month with my line of credit.
Yeah.
From my house, so.
I've. But yeah, if you have any ideas of how to cover that $9,000 with $6,000 on a current account, by all means, all ears. But back to the point. Every new subscriber, yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that she has a pipe, like people continuously sign up.
Yeah. Then
the thing is, how long do we let it run? How long do we have her exclusive community join? And what's going to be the next wave of there are some potential other affiliates, there are probably some influencers we can find. When does that step kick in?
Yeah, well, I think she has she's gonna have a wealth of knowledge to share with us because she's been doing this for so long. Like, she'll know kind of how many times does she have to post something, or how long does she have to run something before it gets traction.
Okay, so she would be open to helping us up with that. I
think so.
Essentially,
I think so.
Yeah, because that would be invaluable. That would be absolutely invaluable.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like she seemed very eager to help us, and she seemed to be saying she would help. Like, she wasn't asking for anything in return. So the fact that we're going to insist that she takes an affiliate cut, and
what's the percentage you're giving her?
Oh, we haven't talked about it, or
just name the percentage, whatever you think, whatever you feel is the right percentage. I agree to it.
Yeah. Well, off the top of my head, originally I was thinking 25%, but then, you more recently you've been saying higher. But I think we need to have one more session at some point with and do the math and figure out what that actually means at different levels. So if we said,
I'll give you this. Yeah, I'll prepare the sensitivity analysis table after this call.
yeah. Well, I just want to, I don't want to be greedy, but I don't want to be too generous either. Like if we get 1,000 people, what does that equate to? If we get 10,000 people, what does that equate to? And
I hear you.
And I would also kind of leave it like, like one of the other things is finding out from her, like, what does she get paid? Because I know when I talked to her about the store idea with Amazon stuff, she's like, yeah, you can sell books, but she goes, you make like 14 cents a book from Amazon. Like you don't make
a killing.
Hardly anything. So she says where she makes a lot of extra money is she'll be pushing like a breast pump or a stroller or a car seat or something.
Yep.
And people will go on Amazon, but then they'll also buy like a toolbox or expensive other things. And because they came through your affiliate link on the stroller,
yep,
you get a percentage of the whole purchase.
Yeah, that's true.
So she says that's when she's like, don't just go on and buy the breast pump, like go on and buy the breast pump plus like 5 other things.
That's a fair notion. Because not that she has any time for it, but if she can point us, if she has any contacts that she could introduce us to, that would be ideal. Yeah. I mean, again, adding to the list of
like I'm prepared to give her 50% if that's
that's kind of where I was going with this. Is like whatever number, if she's offering us her help.
Yeah.
First of all, she already offered it unencumbered, which is like fuck. That never happened. So
yeah.
And like I said, and I truly mean it. If she says the number is 60, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine with me, because I mean we don't have access to 245,000 subscribers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I mean, the advantage is we're family, so
yeah.
It's,
I mean, if she would be interested in, I don't know if she would be, but if she would be interested in any way propelling this any other way,
yeah,
like with some of the people who talk to her, like the companies that talk to her.
Yeah.
Again, we need to run through the proof of concept, see that the app works, it's not slow, and people are not complaining about things that we cannot imagine in like when we have 5 rows of data.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. I don't know if she would want to be associated with the app, because then you can never get to other influencers, or they might be like prickly about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan right now is that sometime Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, have a conversation with Amy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then that gets us to, because I guess next the 14th is like a week Sunday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, a week Monday.
A week Monday. So I don't know what her turnaround time will be either.
Yep.
In terms of when she says, okay, yeah, I'm willing to do this stuff, but she might say, I can't do anything for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. That might change. It doesn't preclude us from trying, like what we can launch with my brothers on the Fogos, which is 1,500 people.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them have young kids, but it's.
And we can run ads.
Yeah, we can run ads. We can do other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the other big thing for us to gear up for is the 4th of July for the American audience.
That's right. That's actually a very, very, very important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, because I think that based on, and again, thank you to Amy for that idea, but I think appealing to military families,
it's huge.
With the US graphic that you hate, but Americans will love.
I'm
that that would
That will go a long way. Well, at least it's something that we need to try, because there's
Yeah.
no reason not to.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason not to. It's a very interesting demographic.
Yeah.
Very interesting demographic.
Yeah. And I don't know what that, like, if you're targeting the 4th of July, what is the window? Is it like a 2-week window up to the 4th of July, or is it like the week leading into the 4th and the week after? Like, what is the right window?
Well, realistically, I think it's the 2 weeks leading up to that. Look, when you're in the military, it's not like 4th of July is the date that you only pay attention. It's
No,
it just works nicely.
The
because
marketing thing, yeah.
The marketing thing, yeah, it works nicely because there's a promo code attached to it.
Yeah.
So we start. Let me pull out the calendar. Where's the calendar? Yeah, 4th of July. So we can start on the week of the 21st, ads.
Yeah.
And run it for 2 weeks, let's say on Google and Bing.
Yeah. I mean, even to that extent, like, do we do something in Canada for Canada Day? Like, it's the same thing, like, Canada Day promo code and run ads for Canada Day.
We could focus on the 2 markets separately and run different ads. Yeah, definitely. Because we can I don't know if we can target like moms with kids of a certain age, but we can try.
Yeah, well, you can target females of 25 to 35 or something.
Like I showed you, like, keywords, books for kids. Like I showed you those keywords. Like, they're crazy.
Well, if you go 25 to 35 and you go like people that are interested in, and you can pick the mommy bloggers.
Why would you say 25 to 35?
Well, I don't know, whatever the ages are.
I think it's more appropriate to go like 30 to 45.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll keep it both.
I forget how late you started your family there.
Yeah. Well, and
which is not unusual these days.
Well, come on, think back to Pressima. How many women that worked there of the age below 30 did you know even had stable boyfriends, let alone husbands?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not everyone's a cradle robber like I was. So.
No. Neither. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's kind of the plan. So I'm in the financial plan. I'm also gonna outline some of the avenues that we can pursue and things that we need, because each one of those will run up against the need to have the ad set up, run it from an account. We'll need to set a budget for each ad, so it's not infinite.
Yeah.
Because we need to test and see what works. We can't just let it run.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna create a spreadsheet for that right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool. And
yep.
I mean, I'm okay. We can figure out how we want to pay for the ads and stuff, and I'm okay footing the bill for a period of time and circling back when we start making some money. Whatever works, I'm open to it.
I think we whatever we decide to do, we just split it down in half. So one runs from one account, the other runs from another account, but the budget's is set.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you?
Yeah. Well, I'm like, we're both in a similar situation financially, but like I have access to a $300,000 line of credit on my house at like 1% interest. So like, I don't want you to be, borrowing money at a high interest rate just to cover your half. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever you're comfortable with, but I just want to throw it.
Well, let's talk about some of the budgets that we're talking about, and then we can contemplate, because I'm already whatever that you spend the money on Grumo, you spend the money on ProApp. Like, I want to foot my half of that, because it's just fair, man. Yeah. And we'll get further ahead if we both kind of.
Yeah.
Dude, this is not going to be like, we're not talking about thousands of dollars.
No.
We're talking hundreds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, man.
Take care. I'll talk
All
to you
right.
tomorrow. Look at the copy if you have time.
Yeah, I
Look
will.
like, and emails, like the email sequences are not built. So if you just want to write them out in Word and I can then populate them in Active Campaign, that's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.